not the best there we had, and this is they're also confirmed and supported by many of the athletes I had the opportunity to speak with, and chef de missions who are very pleased there with the conditions in the village. So we can look forward with great confidence to excellent Olympic Winter Games in really outstanding venues, which are promising. There are also excellent performances of the athletes. With regard to the performances of the athletes and the preparations, I would also like to refer to our pre-games testing program we had, which is the most comprehensive ever before Olympic Games. I think you have heard from Dr. Budget there about some more detailed numbers. It is worth maybe mentioning that the Russian athletes internationally are tested internationally more than the athletes from any other participating country. And with regard to the Games itself, that the doping controls, the results management and the sanctioning will be independent from the IOC at these Games. Today in the board we were also looking further ahead with regard to the organization, the candidature for Olympic Games and the organization of the Games. There we had the presentation of the Games Management Plan 2020, which is the new norm for the Olympic Games. They're following the recommendations of the Olympic Agenda 2020, and this will lead to the biggest savings which we ever could propose and then hopefully achieve in the history of the organization of the Games, because it's a fundamental rethinking of this organization. We started there in this rethinking by simplifying the candidature process, what has already been done for 2026. This means more flexible, less costly projects and much more aligned with the local, regional and national development goals. It means a greater support directly from the IOC for the candidature committees and the cities, and leads already to substantially reduced candidature budgets and better projects for the long-term goals. We have had so far very positive feedback in the so far non-committal dialogue we have with NOCs and cities which are considering candidature for 2026. And this encouraged us to take the same approach for the organization of the Games. And to put this in a nutshell, this new norm has the potential of savings of $1 billion for the Olympic and Paralympic Games, for the Games of the Olympiad, for the Summer Games, and of $500 million for the Olympic and Paralympic Winter Games. To achieve this Games Management Plan offers more than 100 different measures there to the organizing committees by simplifying many requirements, by offering more flexibility with the location of venues, but also with their sizes and capacities, and offering turnkey solutions provided for the OCOCs, for instance, in ticketing or websites and other measures. This new approach will be presented and discussed then now in a couple of days during the IOC session here. So if we put all this together, then this will lead to a new norm from the candidature for and the delivery of the Games through to the legacy of the Olympic Games. We were also discussing the Youth Olympic Games, and here in particular the Youth Olympic Games 2022. There the Executive Board wants these Youth Olympic Games 2022 to take place in Africa. Therefore, the EB decided today to propose to the session to make the African continent a strong priority when it comes to the selection of the host for these Youth Olympic Games. And therefore, we will, if the session should approve this, we will proactively approach a number of African NOCs to evaluate the feasibility of such a project. We have then furthermore discussed today the situation of IBA, the International Boxing Federation, where we are extremely worried about the governance in IBA. We received a report from the IOC Chief Ethics and Compliance Officer and from the IOC Sports Director, which followed the decision which we already took last December to withhold any future financial contributions to AIBA and required some reports about their actions. The IOC Executive Board today has issued a decision which, if you allow me, I would like to read to you. First, the IOC Executive Board is not satisfied with the report prepared by AIBA on its governance, finance, refereeing and anti-doping issues. Therefore, the EB maintains its decision of 6th of December 2017. The IOC EB confirms the opening of an investigation into the governance of AIBA by the IOC Chief Ethics and Compliance Officer. The IOC suspends any financial payments to AIBA, including directly boxing-related payments scheduled by Olympic Solidarity. Fourth, the IOC EB is freezing all contacts with AIBA except the ones on the working level which are necessary to implement the respective IOC decisions. Fifth, the IOC EB requires a further report by AIBA by 30th of April 2018. Sixth, the IOC EB reiterates that the IOC decisions regarding the event and athlete quota for the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 are final. And last but really not least, the IOC reserves the right to review the inclusion of boxing on the program of the Youth Olympic Games Buenos Aires 2018 and the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020. This is the IOC EB decision on AIBA, and with this I'm open for any kind of questions you may have.
Okay, thank you very much, President. As usual, if you could...
So that was the president of the IOC, Thomas Bach, talking at the conclusion